Part 6. The Strongest Assassin in the Server. Author, B.A. Wangshi-san. Chapter 51. An hour later, Yuchen sneaked back home and breathed a sigh of relief when he confirmed that Yoon Jian'er was still intoxicated in the game. Putting breakfast on the table, he washed up a little and then got into the game. At this point, Fudo is not yet online, so he can just open a treasure chest, of course the bronze treasure chest. Treasure chests can be found in many places, but it is impossible for him to remember the coordinates of every treasure box. That is, the bronze treasure box. Its location is too special and easy to remember. Taiwan Novel Network Rightward arrow. Coming to the stone crevice in the deserted valley again, Yechen easily opened the treasure box, 2 pieces of level 3 green equipment and some copper coins, smiled, and he didn't care. After scanning them all with automatic pickup, he came to the darkness. The forest is filled with black goblins. He was slaying monsters leisurely, but he didn't know that danger was coming quietly. Suddenly, there was a bang, and he felt a pain in the back of his head, and his determination was broken. Xiao He immediately counterattacked and used poisonous mist directly. In an instant, purple poisonous gas enveloped a 5-yard radius, and many -50 damage values appeared out of thin air within this range. Subsequently, more than a dozen thieves were attacked and forced to emerge from stealth. The leader, its Stinger, and Chidori. Yuchen's heart sank suddenly. Damn, this is so crazy, these guys are so shameless, there are more than 10 people plotting against me. As soon as this idea came to his mind, he was surrounded by thieves and fell to the ground softly. Haha, Stinger laughed wildly. He was killed by Yechen 3 times in a row, and now he finally killed him again. He was so excited that it was indescribable. However, his excitement caused all the thieves to roll their eyes. There are more than 10 people working together to trick someone's house. What's there to be proud of? Chidori, this is your new recruit? Are you sure there's no problem? Chidori looked embarrassed when asked, thinking that you don't know how powerful this guy is, of course. Chidori didn't say anything, but Poisonous Stinger couldn't bear it any longer, and snorted, bullshit, that guy is really strong. Look at this poisonous mist, with 50 points of fixed group damage, coupled with a very high chance of being poisoned, now the stage is really awesome. So, it's really not a loss for more than 10 of us to plot against him, because just 2 or 3 people can't kill him. Hearing this, the thieves were shocked and said no more, obviously agreeing with Stinger's words. Keeping this kid here is a nuisance. Let's take advantage of the opportunity and block him at the entrance of Novice Village a few more times. Stinger patted Chidori on the shoulder and asked excitedly. Chidori said, I have no objection. The thieves said, we don't have any objection. Anyway, that guy offered a reward of 100,000 copper coins. We can just divide the reward equally. Everyone quickly reached an agreement and rushed towards the entrance of Novice Village, which was the Qingqing grassland. On the other side, Yechen was teleported to the resurrection point in the village and sat down on the ground depressed. Of course, he was just depressed, not angry. In fact, there was no need to be angry. This Stinger shamelessly found more than 10 thieves to plot against one of them. It was a doomed situation. As for now, he has no plans to go out. Based on his experience, he can naturally calculate that Stinger and others are waiting outside the village. Therefore, now he can only wait for Byaburushan to come online. Byaburushan and the others are an elite group. Although they are not fully equipped, there are still about 20 people who can deal with more than a dozen thieves. Time passed by, and Deng Liang, who was organizing a group to upgrade, suddenly found that his reward for Yechen was claimed by someone, and he was immediately ecstatic. Haha, I was worried that I couldn't deal with this kid, but I didn't expect someone to hum him right away. It's so cool. Deng Liang was overjoyed, and immediately added the recipient as a friend and sent a message, expressing his hope that he could kill more Yechen several times. "Don't worry, our people are all blocking the village entrance. As long as he comes out, keep him safe," the man replied the message and told Deng Liang that if he was interested, he could come and watch the battle. This person is a member of the Assassin's Guild. Yechen, who was killed by him with the last knife just now, asked Deng Liang to come over to watch the show. He also wanted to establish a good relationship with this financial owner. This is a necessary skill for a professional killer. Build a wide network of contacts to make it easier to take on jobs in the future. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 52. "Okay, I'll be there soon." Deng Liang looked very excited. Because he knew that Yechen was very strong, and if the opponent could kill him, he must be stronger. Of course he was interested in getting to know such a strong person. "Are you the sponsor?" "Hello, we are professional assassins from the Assassin's Guild. From now on, whether you are in this novice village or in the main city, if you have needs, you can come to us." Seeing Deng Liang, Chidori immediately come up and say hello. "Assassin's Guild? Dance of Death." Deng Liang's eyes were as wide as a bell. When he was playing games in the past, he had heard many legends about the Assassin's Guild. Now that he saw their members with his own eyes, how could he not help? Excited. "Great, nice to meet you. Let's talk about the future later. Today, as long as you help me kill Yechen back to level 0, I will give you 10 times the reward, RMB, Deng Liang said loudly. Chidori and the thieves looked at each other and smiled. This is what they were waiting for. 100,000 copper coins is converted into RMB, which is 100 yuan, which is a lot less, but not a lot for professional killers like them. It seems a bit unworthy of mention. But at this stage, the reward of 100,000 copper coins is already very large. Why? Because Dream World has just opened its server not long ago. Game coins are in very short supply, which does not mean that you will definitely be able to get them if you have money. Deng Liang was obviously not a man short of money, but in Novice Village, offering such a high reward was already the limit. But converting it into RMB is another matter. Haha, boss, you are so generous. Don't worry, as long as that night god dares to come out, there is no problem in killing him as many times as you want. Stinger took the lead and said very professionally. The thieves' eyes froze. Damn, this newcomer is a little jumpy. These old people didn't say anything, but you spoke very fluently. On the other side, Yechen didn't have to wait long and Fugrushan came online. He hurriedly sent a message. Not long after, Fu Fuxian led his team back to the city and came to the resurrection point to find Yechen. What happened? Who was killed? The SB I offended before was really drunk. I didn't expect that he sent more than 10 thieves to plot against me. Now he is probably still blocking me at the village gate, Yechen said depressedly. 666, I didn't expect that the great god would be here today, but it doesn't matter. Brothers, let me help you vent your anger. Everyone was shocked when they heard that Yechen was killed. They made a little joke, but still firmly stated that they would help him regain his place. It's okay, just let me out. If you can't fight, I won't fight. Now let's upgrade to level 10 first. The only way to get the first kill in the hell level dungeon of Flame Swamp is to win. I don't want anything to go wrong because of me. It's taking up everyone's time. Yechen waved his hand and said. You know, although Fudo and the others are an elite group and have more people than the other party, after all, the other party is all thieves. It is hard to say who is better and worse. It is likely to be a lose-lose situation, and everyone will die by then. Downgrade. If it didn't matter in normal times, man, the battle of spirits is very important, but now everyone is rushing to get the first kill, so there is no need to take risks. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Yechen was younger than everyone present, but he was delicate, knew how to tolerate, was calmer than them, and had a better understanding of the overall situation. When they thought of this, their faces suddenly turned red. Feodorushan smiled happily. Obviously, he was very satisfied with Yuchin's performance. I never imagined that I would be able to meet such a friend at the end of my life. It was worth it. Let's go, let's escort Brother Yagamai out of the village, and meet those guys for a while. Feodorushan waved his hand and led the team out of the novice village. Feodorushan, Chidori's eyes twitched. He looked at Yuchin, who was heavily protected by Feodorushan and others, with a wonderful expression. As a relatively high-end professional player, of course he knows Feodorushan, the third captain of the Hall of Fame. Although Feodorushan has withdrawn from the Hall of Fame, a skinny camel is bigger than a horse. Although the team he leads now is not uniform in number, it is obviously an elite group. Looking at the equipment and aura, it is not something that ordinary players can count on. Comparable. Normally speaking, the Killer Guild, Dance of Death, is also one of the top 10 outstanding guilds. Chidori is a cadre of the Killer Guild, and Feodorushan was once the captain of the War Hall. The status of the two parties is actually similar. But the troubling thing is that although the Killer Guild is one of the giants, all their members are thieves, there is no elite group at all. When they perform tasks, they are basically individuals. Like now, there are more than 10 people at the same time. It is rare to go on a mission. As a result, his Chidori's reputation and status were slightly inferior to those of the battle hall captains in other guilds. For example, if he knows someone like a mountain, others don't know him. Chidori, do you want to fight or not? The thieves asked hesitantly. After hearing Stinger's evaluation of Yechen, they already knew that Yechen was a tough guy, and they also thought that he wouldn't be stupid enough to go out alone, but they didn't expect that he would just move out of an elite group, and he would still be the former Hall of Fame third group. In this case, things are not that simple. Chidori groaned, obviously thinking about the gains and losses, but Deng Liang rushed to say, "Of course we will fight. There are about 20 of them. My people plus yours, there are more than 30 people. I'm afraid of a hammer. Don't worry, Feodorushan doesn't know our identities. If we expose the Killer Guild, he may not help that Yechen." Kidiao waved his hand and led his men directly to the opposite side of Feodorushan and others. After revealing his identity, he said, "Feodorushan, Yechen is the person that our killer union wants to kill. If you must help him, I am afraid you will become our target. I advise you not to make mistakes. Now that you have lost the protection of the Hall of Fame, you should stand in the right position." Feodorushan's eyes shrank. What Jiandiao said was right. He did have to stand in the right position, but he would stand on Yechen's side. Yechen's potential is too terrifying. He believes that Yechen will one day reach the top of the pyramid in the gaming industry. Yechen is my brother. If you touch him, you are touching Feodorushan, Feodorushan said coldly, and the people behind him directly opened their positions. Is this your decision? No discussion. Candiao's eyes were stern, and a strong killing intent surged all over his body. Stop talking nonsense. Kill them all. 100 heads per person, 1,000 heads of Yechen, Deng Liang yelled impatiently and led the team to kill first. Shield attack. With a bang, immovable mountain slapped one person away and threw out a layer of magma, trapping most of Deng Liang. Kill. Seeing this, Qianyao no longer hesitated. With a command, all the thieves sneaked up and took the first round of attacks, instantly killing nearly 10 of immovable mountain's men. But at this time, Yechen let go of his fear and rushed out in anger. If the thieves dared to show up in front of him, they would be sitting ducks. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, Ba Wang Shi-san. Chapter 53. Quick, kill Yeshen and then retreat, don't fight, Chidori ordered loudly. They are professional killers. They should carry out tasks and earn rewards, but they can't take too many risks. Without the elite group, they can't go to the dungeon, so it is very difficult for them to upgrade. Keeping the level is to keep the business. Because of this, they prefer assassination. Fighting a group battle like this, it will be very dangerous after the stealth is broken. Kill me? No, I will kill you. Ye Chen laughed wildly, and let Xiao He and himself release poisonous mist together. In an instant, all the thieves around him received 100 fixed damage, and basically all of them fell into a poisoned state, reducing 20 HP per second again. The thieves, who were already thin in health, are now directly reduced to residual blood. Then, Ye Chen was unstoppable, and he chopped down several people with one knife like cutting melons and vegetables in an instant. This guy is so strong, the thieves' instinct hit a wall, but it was too late to regret now, so they had to bite the bullet. But the attack power of both sides was really several levels different. They slashed Ye Chen with a knife, 40 or 50 points of damage, but Ye Chen was fine. Occasionally, he took a bottle of instant recovery potion to restore to full status. However, he killed one by one, and the thieves' backs were cold and their hearts sank to the bottom. Ye Chen was like a killer, and in less than 10 seconds, he killed all the thieves. On the other side, Yu Budding Rushan hit a shield attack, trapping most of Deng Liang's people. Although his side was targeted by the thieves and more than 10 people died, they still killed most of Deng Liang's people in one go. Ye Chen quickly rushed to help, and Deng Liang's men were reduced at a terrifying speed. The last few people completely lost their will to fight, staring at Ye Chen with horror, standing and waiting to die. Ye Chen, wait, I will make you regret it, I will definitely make you regret it, Deng Liang screamed hysterically, his face twisted with anger. Ye Chen could more or less guess the reason for his anger, it was nothing more than that he took away Xiaorou's first blood. Speaking of this, the senior sister was the victim? What right did Deng Liang, the bastard, have to be angry? Regret, I'm waiting for you, you come once, I'll kill you once. Ye Chen sneered, stabbed the sharp dagger into Deng Liang's heart, and killed him. At this point, all the enemies had died. Ye Chen breathed a sigh of relief and said to Budong Rushan with a little apology, Budong, thank you for this time. I also caused you to offend the Killer Guild. If it were before, he would feel his scalp tingling when he heard the name of the Killer Guild, but the increase in strength and the trump card of Xiao He gave him confidence, and his mentality gradually became calm and detached. It's not as great as you say, we just hold your thigh tighter. Budong Rushan teased, and then said seriously, Brother Ye Chen, I believe in you, you will surpass the Killer Guild sooner or later. Haha, you flatter me too much. Ye Chen chuckled and didn't take it too seriously. His biggest goal now is to make 100,000 yuan quickly, let Yun Qianer be his girlfriend, and then slowly develop, use games as a career, and get her father's recognition step by step. As for surpassing the Killer Guild, this is too difficult, it is tantamount to ascending to the sky. Maybe he really has this potential, but it often takes motivation to do great things, and he doesn't have this motivation, at least not now. Seeing that Ye Chen didn't look very interested, Budong Rushan sighed. He knew the truth that gold will shine sooner or later, and he firmly believed that Ye Chen would be able to call the wind and rain in the gaming industry, but he might not be able to wait for that day. Okay, let's hurry up and upgrade. Damn it, I just died a level, and I'm only level 7 now. I'll have to let you accompany me to play Flame Swamp again. The elite group of Budong Rushan, all members were upgraded to level 9 yesterday. In the battle just now, more than 10 people died, but there were also level 8. Now only Ye Chen is level 7, and he feels a little sorry for not being able to play Tauren Tribe. It's okay, Badang Grushan waved his hand and led the team away with Yuchen. It was not until they left the green grassland that a group of new players dared to show their heads. Wow, that was a team fight between high-level players, right? It was so humming exciting. Not high-level players, but high-end players. Didn't you hear it just now? Those thieves are from the Killer Guild. Killer Guild, Death Dance? So awesome. But they were destroyed by another team. That thief named Yeshen is really awesome. I just counted, he grabbed at least half of the heads. Awesome. Yeah, that Yeshen is really awesome. I have recorded a video. When I post it online, the title will be, Super Master Single-Handedly Challenges Dozens of Elites from the Killer Guild. Shameful title party, and aren't you afraid of offending the Killer Guild? Posted anonymously, I'm not afraid of him. So, during the upgrade period of Yechen and Badang Rushan, a super popular post on the official forum was pushed up. Chidori and the others were so angry that they denounced the video content and title, and threatened the moderator to delete it immediately, but the moderator was anonymous and ignored them, and even fought back. It is true that the title and content do not match, but it is also true that more than 10 of you were killed by a single person. During this period, countless water armies flooded the post, which kept the popularity of the post. This incident even alarmed the top leaders of the Assassin Guild, and they scolded Chidori and the others. Yechen didn't read the forum and didn't know about this, but soon, he received a lot of private messages. There were players from the same novice village, as well as players from other races in other villages, some looking for familiarity and guidance, and some the guild accepts people. Only then did he realize that he was actually on fire. Congratulations, brother, you've become popular. Feudo Rushan and others congratulated one after another. Yechen sighed, people are afraid of being famous, but pigs are afraid of being strong. I just want to be a quiet and beautiful man, and I don't want to be involved in right and wrong. Everyone had a dark look on their faces. Get out. On the other side, at the Hall of Fame headquarters, Zhang Hao was watching the video in the lounge. After seeing Yechen's strength, he was beyond surprised. I was blinded. I didn't expect this kid to have such incredible strength. Now I believe that there can only be a cooperative relationship between him and Fu Fuwishan. He can't be Fu Fuwishan's subordinate, and Fu Fuwishan can do what he does. His subordinates are pretty much the same. No wonder he refuses to join the Hall of Fame. With his kind of strength, I am afraid that only a position above the Hall Master can satisfy his appetite. My small favors are not worth mentioning. Zhang Hao secretly sighed. It was soon the regular weekly meeting of the Hall of Fame. If his first kill was robbed, he would definitely be laughed at by other captains, and even scolded by the senior management. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 54. Hall of Fame Headquarters, Conference Hall. On the first seat, a young man with a stern face, about 25 or 26 years old, sat there. His name is Ao Wushuan, and he is the head of the Hall of Fame, second only to one person and above 10,000 people. He has such a status at a young age, and his strength and means are evident. The conference table is divided into two sides, and the captains sit in order of their seats. Among them, Zhang Hao, the third captain, sits in the second row to the right of Ao Wushuan. The president is rushing to level 10 today, and he called me several times to urge me to go over and help. There is nothing particularly important today, so I will make it short. Ao Wushuan knocked on the table with his left hand, looked at Zhang Hao, and suddenly his expression became stern, and shouted, Zhang Hao, tell me what's going on. Since Badang Rushan left the association, some old captains who were familiar with him have also left. Now our Hall of Fame has only 7 teams. Among them, only the 3 teams led by you, Zhang Hao, are lucky. The novice village you chose did not collide with other powerful forces. I thought you would easily take down the team. The first kill of the 2 copies of the village, I didn't expect you to disappoint me. To be honest with you, Zhang Hao, don't think that you can sit firmly in the position of captain just because you have a little relationship with the vice president. This Zhan Tang is under my control. Only those who I favor can sit firmly. For others, no matter how strong your relationship is, it won't work. If you, Zhan Hao, don't have the confidence to do well, get out as soon as possible, so as not to say that I bullied you. Ao Wushuan has a very strong aura, and every word he says explodes in Zhan Hao's heart like thunder, making his face pale and forgetting the words he had thought of long ago. So, he could only tell the truth. Master, I met Budding Rushan over there. He got the first kill of the level 8 dungeon. Budding Rushan is a wild group after leaving our Hall of Fame. Is his equipment and talents comparable to our standard elite group? You idiot can't beat a wild group, are you trying to embarrass me? Ao Wushuan was extremely angry and extremely disappointed with Zhan Hao. With such a bad attitude, he is still the 3rd captain, not even qualified to be the most ordinary captain. Most people attach great importance to the first impression. Once they don't like someone, they will dislike them more and more. Ao Wushuan thinks of Zhan Hao like this. Not only Budding Rushan, there is also a very powerful master. Master, I don't know if you have seen the video that is very popular today. That Yeshen is very powerful. It was he who helped Budding Rushan to get the first kill before me, Zhan Hao argued. Oh, Ao Wushuan's eyes condensed. After Zhan Hao said this, he understood a little. After a while, he said, that Yeshen is indeed a talent. You try to win him over. If you can't do it, bury him. You know what I mean. There are several people from the Assassin Guild in your village. You can cooperate and do something more drastic. In short, I can let it go if you fail to get the first kill at the simple level. But your village has no competitors for the first kill at the hell level. It's a rare opportunity. If it is snatched away by others again, you will be demoted or transferred to the gold group. It's your choice. Okay, that's it, adjourn the meeting. After speaking, Ao Wushuan slapped the table and strode away. The captains also ignored Zhan Hao and left directly. Zhan Hao's head was as big as a bucket, sitting alone in the meeting room thinking hard about a good plan. Time passed unnoticed during the leveling. Soon 2 days passed. Yechen reached level 9 with 85% of the experience. I believe he can reach level 10 in half a day. Most of the elite group that is as immovable as a mountain have already reached level 10. It is worth mentioning that Huotong and Denai finally bought a game warehouse, and now they have reached level 8 and joined the big team. Xiaoro hadn't been online for the past 2 days, and Yechen felt guilty, so he didn't feel comfortable calling her. But when he really got the first kill, he would call her. Moving, lend me your lava shield, Yechen said. What's wrong? Although Moving was puzzled, he still took off the lava shield and traded it to him. Yechen used the forging technique to put the giant shield on it, and the system immediately prompted the materials required for forging the equipment minus 10 pieces of ordinary ore and 1 piece of silver ore. Forging success rate minus 85%. Damn, it turns out it's not 100%, Yechen sweated for a while, and without saying hello to everyone, he went back to the city directly, went to the store to buy a lot of junk white equipment, and used the large amount of ordinary ore obtained from the last mining to forge desperately. After forging, throw it directly into the store. Tens of thousands of copper coins fell, and with a ding-dong, the forging technique was upgraded to LV2. Put the lava shield on it again, and it prompted that the forging success rate was 100%. He forged it directly, and the lava shield flashed a burst of white light, and the upgrade was successful. Lava shield, purple quality. Level 10. Physical defense add 160. Magic defense add 205. Strength add 30. Stamina add 30. Fire resistance adds 60. Special effect, when launching a shield attack, a lava zone is generated within a range of 5 yards in front, causing 120 points of fixed damage. The lava zone lasts for 5 seconds, and enemies within the range have their movement speed reduced by 35% and their fire resistance reduced by 60 points. LV2 puzzle effect, magic defense add 31. Yeshen, what are you doing? Moving as a mountain led people to chase him, and said with some displeasure. Yeshen's joke was a bit too much. Moving as a mountain believed in his character. If you didn't know, you would think he was cheating for equipment. Bang bang. Yeshen didn't answer him, but just patted the lava shield twice with his big hand. Unmoved as a mountain was shocked. The lava shield was his treasure. After the upgrade, the shape had changed slightly. Others couldn't see it, but he could see it. Grabbing the lava shield, unmoved as a mountain took a look at the attributes, and immediately said in ecstasy, "Oh my god! The lava shield has been upgraded. Wow, the defense, attributes, and special effects are all enhanced. Brother, how did you do it?" Forging Yeshen laughed. Everyone was startled, as if waking up from a dream. They suddenly remembered that a few days ago the system broadcast said that an anonymous player completed a hidden task and was rewarded with forging. "Master, you were the player who completed the hidden task last time? You are awesome." Everyone was shocked, but still did not forget to flatter him. "Not only last time, I completed the 2 hidden tasks in this village." Yeshen smiled sanctimoniously. "Damn, we are the same people, why is the difference so big?" everyone shouted wildly. Unmoved as a mountain ignored them and said with a smile, "Brother, help me upgrade this armor. And my purple longbow. My purple staff." Reminded by unmoved as a mountain, the members with purple equipment all begged Yeshen. Damn, free equipment upgrades, it's really a great thing for them. No need to spend money to buy level 10 purple equipment. Of course, there is probably no level 10 purple equipment in the novice village at present. Because the expert level of Tauran tribe has not been passed by any team at present, and the expert level of Flame Swamp generally only produces level 5 purple equipment, and at most level 7 or 8 purple equipment. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 55. Yeshen doesn't refuse anyone who comes, and upgrades everyone's purple clothes for free. The power should be the reward they received for helping him fight with the Assassin's Guild last time. Of course, what's more important is that he needs the help of VirtualReality and others to clear the Hell level dungeon. "Hey, brother Yagamai, we meet again." While Yeshen was helping people upgrade their equipment, Zhan Hao came over with a group of his men and greeted Yeshen familiarly. Lan Tong, Xiao Qi, and others naturally had expressions of disdain on their faces, and Yeshen went too far and ignored him directly. Zhan Hao's face was full of embarrassment. In fact, he and his elite team had reached level 10 as early as yesterday, and they were the first team in Tata village to reach level 10. Later, they tried to clear 3 hell level copies of Flame Swamp, but the result was that they were all wiped out. They did get into the boss room, and the rest was fine. The main reason was that the skill of fire explosion was too despicable, and they were killed directly. The shield warrior sucks it in and blows it up to death. Without the shield warrior, it is obviously the end of the team being wiped out. Now that he saw VirtualReality and others reaching level 10, he suddenly panicked. If he didn't take action, the first kill might become someone else's property. This action is not to win over Yeshen. Since Zhan Hao learned about Yeshen's true combat power, he has given up this idea. "Brother Yeshen, don't worry. I'm not trying to win over you this time. I'm just asking you to do a favor. That is to help my team get the first hell level kill in Flame Swamp. How much it will cost, just make an offer." Zhan Hao's words immediately made Defend Grushan and others nervous. You must know that they only have a cooperative relationship with Yeshen. Ye Chen helps them as a gang and helps Zhang Hao as a gang. What's more, Zhang Hao also pays. Fortunately, Ye Chen's words made their hearts sink in their stomachs. I'm sorry, I have promised not to move them, and I will kill them first together. Later, Ye Chen said again, but you have also seen that the immobile team is not fully configured. There are about 5 vacancies. You can find 5 people to come in. I will lead you to get the first kill. You will be charged according to the head. One person, 10,000 yuan. Hearing this, Zhang Hao's eyes narrowed. 50,000 yuan was nothing to him, but that's not the problem. They want skills, but also face. If he led the team and teamed up with Ye Chen to get the first kill, it would mean that the third team of their Hall of Fame got the first kill. It would be very honorable, and he would be happy no matter how much money he paid. But it would be unseemly to let him join someone else's team. Give me the position of captain, and then vacate at least 15 vacancies for me, and I will pay you 100,000, Zhang Hao said in a deep voice. This was his last concession. If Ye Chen still didn't agree, he used extraordinary means, just like Ao Wushuan said, bury him. 100,000. This amount of money is already a lot for Ye Chen, and he can directly complete his bet with Yun Jianer and let her be his girlfriend. But Ye Chen had already promised to be as immovable as a mountain, and a man's promise is worth more than 1,000 pieces of gold. I told you, there are only 5 vacancies, Ye Chen refused calmly. Okay. This is your own choice. I will leave my words here today. From now on, as long as you dare to leave the novice village, we will start a war. Zhang Hao snorted and walked away with a group of his men. To him, in the entire novice village, only Ye Chen was a threat, and he was half as immobile as a mountain. As long as he killed them, he would have secured the first hell-level kill. Although, if they fight against Ye Chen, Fudo, and others, they will also lose their level. But there's nothing you can do about it. Compared with the hell-level first kill, losing a level doesn't matter at all. It can even be said that many elite groups desperately upgrade just to get the first kill. What's more, he was ordered to die by the hall leader Ao Wushuan. If he couldn't get the first kill, he would lose the honor of being the captain of the Hall of Fame. Zhang Hao has already led his people away, leaving Fu Fuxian and others looking at each other. This warrior is really nothing. He wants to start a war with us just for a first kill. You know, he was also a brother in the same team as us. He is nothing to begin with. It doesn't matter if he breaks his skin now. We don't have to worry about it in the future. When they think of Zhang Hao's past appearance and compare it with his current attitude, everyone gets angry and can't help but sigh that they are not kind to others. Okay, don't make any noise. Brother Yagamai, what should we do now? Rush out and fight them head on? I guess that guy must have united with those from the Assassin's Guild, Fudo Rushan asked with a frown. There's no rush. Fudo, Shitu, Lantong, Xiaoqi, you guys will accompany me to the underground mines to farm invisible black monsters. Those monsters have a chance of bursting out low-level invisible potions. With it, we can safely start from the novice level. Go out of the village, Ye Chen said with a smile. What about us? Everyone was depressed. The invisible black devil is a 15-level monster, and it can become invisible. It is not safe if there are many people. You can find a place to set up a stall in the village, or go offline to rest. Ye Chen gave an order and called Fufu, Shitu, and others. Descended into the underground mine. Going straight down, when everyone reached the third underground floor, they were suddenly startled when they heard a deafening roar. It should be the Zombie King. Let's go, let's kill it first. Ye Chen smiled and jumped down from the ladder first, followed closely by Fu Rushan and the other 4. Everyone walked forward for a while and suddenly saw the Zombie King. It is about 2 meters high, exudes a frightening cold air, and obviously has extremely high ice resistance. Fortunately, in addition to the ice dagger, Yuchen also has a red flame dagger. Unmoved as a mountain reacted quickly, rushed forward, and used his shield to attack the monster. In an instant, Magma rushed out, and with his upgraded scorching armor, the Zombie King's fire resistance was reduced by 90 points. Stab. -820. Yuchen rushed forward and dealt incredible damage with one skill. Compared with him, Lantong and Xiaoqi were much weaker. The damage they dealt together was only 500 points. The Zombie King felt pain, and his hatred was directly transferred to Yuchen. He roared and clawed at Yuchen. Yuchen dodged, of course, but the Zombie King followed up with another claw, hitting him to residual health. Yuchen was startled and quickly drank a bottle of instant recovery potion. Fortunately, he has the title of Great Good Man, and his strength, physical strength, intelligence, agility, and spirit are each increased by 10 points. For him, physical strength is the most important, and 10 points of physical strength increase his HP by more than 100. So, he has more HP than thieves of the same level. Calm down, immovable as a mountain reminded him, and immediately pulled back the hatred. The Zombie King immediately spit out an ice ball, hitting immovable as a mountain, freezing him directly. Then there were several consecutive attacks. Fortunately, immovable as a mountain had terrifying equipment and extremely high HP, so he would not die for a while. At the critical moment, Shita pulled the hatred over again, and the three of them concentrated their attacks. After a few attacks, the ice attribute vibration came from the Zombie King, causing the three of them to fall to the ground. Fortunately, the Zombie King's hatred was still on Shitu at this time, otherwise, it would have killed at least one of the three people with a random knife. Yuchen shouted that he was lucky, and ran away from the battlefield directly, because he didn't have much HP, and the instant recovery potion had cooled down. If he stayed any longer, he might have an accident. Fortunately, the Zombie King also became a residual blood at this time, and it died under the swords of Lantong and Xiaoqi soon. With a hissing sound, an ice armor with a chill was exploded. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 56. Ice Armor, Purple Quality. Level 10. Physical Defense add 125. Strength add 20. Stamina add 20. Ice Resistance add 30. Effect 1. All enemies within a 5-yard radius will have their ice resistance reduced by 30 points. Effect 2. When attacked, there is a 10% chance of causing an ice shock, with a cooldown of 10 seconds. The effect is good. There are actually 2 special effects, but the ice attribute is a bit annoying. Looking at the attributes of the equipment, movable as a mountain felt a little regretful. This equipment reduces the enemy's ice resistance by 30 points. If you use ice attribute attacks, the damage will increase by 30%, but there are too few weapons with ice attribute attacks. Seeing this, Yuchen directly forged and upgraded the ice dagger. Ice dagger, blue quality. Level 9. Attack power, 6689. Strength add 12. Special effect, ice attribute attack. Give the ice armor to Shitu and the ice dagger to Xiaoqi. The damage you two can deal with together should exceed your poison sting dagger, Yuchen said as he handed the ice dagger to Xiaoqi. The poison sting dagger adds 40 points of fixed damage when attacking, and with the cooperation of the ice armor, the ice dagger adds 30% damage. Even if the base is a little lower, the damage is definitely overwhelming. Especially when using skills. What's more, the ice resistance of the monsters in Flame Swamp is negative, so the ice attribute is even more powerful. Okay, let's divide it like this. The 2 pieces of equipment are 1000 in total. I'll give it to you later. Budong Rushan nodded and smiled. After dealing with the boss, the team took a short rest and replenished supplies, then went downstairs, passing the 4th underground floor and coming to the 5th underground floor, which is the last floor. The 5th underground floor does not look as clean as the other floors. There are stones, stone debris, and even rusty shovels everywhere on the ground. The most direct reason is that the mine manager dare not come down to clean it. Yechen and others walked forward slowly, seemingly without any danger, but in fact they have been targeted by vicious monsters. With Yechen's insistence, the 5-man team stood in a diamond shape. Unmovable as a mountain, and stone stood separately on the front and back sides, while Yechen and Lantong stood on the left and right, surrounding Xiao Qi in the innermost. Xiao Qi said he was speechless, but his HP was the lowest in the team, and the invisible black magic was a level 15 monster. If he was not careful, he might be killed instantly. The entire mine was dark and damp, and there was no sound at all. This weird environment made people panic. Lantong was a girl after all, and she was the first to complain, "It's scary here, I wouldn't have come if I had known." "Don't be afraid, girl, brother Shitu will protect you." Shitu's eyes were stern. "Brother Zioki can protect you too." Zioki was not to be outdone. Lantong was speechless. "Then come out and change places with me." Zioki, "Well, just now Yeshen said that the monsters here are level 15. I'm afraid I'll be killed instantly if I come out, so you should protect me, girl." Lantong, shameless. While the 3 of them were bickering, Yechen felt a pain in his abdomen, and then a -210 damage appeared on his head. Yechen was startled, and when he looked closely, he saw a tall, burly, dark green-skinned humanoid demon suddenly appear in front of him. It even had a pair of wings on its back, but they had degenerated and shrunk, and it had lost its ability to fly. The invisible black demons are the lowest level of demons, and they are not even recognized by the demons, and are driven down to the lower world, so they live here. The real demons all live in the mysterious demon domain. Stun. Yechen attacked reflexively and knocked the invisible black demon unconscious. Then everyone attacked at the same time and killed him instantly. After knocking off a bottle of instant recovery potion and eating a piece of low-level bread, Yechen took a breath and said unhappily, "Damn it, you 3 were flirting. Why did this monster attack me? I was shot even when I was lying down." Lantong blushed and said angrily, "Who flirted? Yechen, you stinky thing, bastard." "Hee, I was just joking, don't be so angry." Yechen laughed awkwardly, then squatted down and picked up the copper coins dropped by the invisible demon, and of course a bottle of potion. Low-level invisibility potion, consumable after use. It will make you enter the invisible state for 1 minute after entering the attack state. The invisibility is cancelled. Cooling time, 60 seconds. This thing has the same stealth effect as the thief, of course the duration is much shorter, and the stealth can last for 5 minutes. In addition, this thing cannot be used in the attack state. In fact, the same is true for stealth. It cannot be activated in the attack state. To put it simply, it cannot be forced to hide. However, in the later stage of thieves, they can learn the forced stealth skill. This skill can make them invisible even in battle. The duration is very short at that time, only 10 seconds. It is a real assassination skill. Yechen shared the properties of the potion. After reading it, everyone nodded, consciously stood in formation, and continued to wait for the invisible black magic to take the bait. 2 hours passed, and everyone killed hundreds of invisible black magics, and finally exploded 60 bottles of low-level invisible potions. Roar. Suddenly, a roar came from the depths of the mine, and everyone's eyes condensed. "Boss!" Moving like a mountain, there was a look of joy on his face. "Tut tut, just brushed a zombie king, and now there is another boss. This luck is too good, right?" He was about to run out, but was pulled by Yechen. "Don't joke, That's a level 20 lord, we can't beat it now. Ye Chen smiled bitterly. Unmoved as a mountain, heaved a sigh and could only give up. Ye Chen stretched and said, "Okay, give everyone 2 bottles of potion, so that we can get out of the novice village safely." Everyone nodded, used the return to the city together, gathered the team, and headed towards the novice village together. When they were near the entrance of the village, at the command of Badang Grushan, everyone took the potion, entered the invisible state, and walked out of the novice village openly. At the entrance of the village, Zhan Hao's elite group was indeed squatting on both sides. Badang Grushan was right. He really called Qianyao and other people from the Killer Guild. Even Deng Liang's team followed. They stared at the entrance of the village with their eyes wide open, but they didn't know that Ye Chen and others were right in front of them. Zhan Hao is really ambitious. There are at least 60 of them. If we don't have the invisibility potion, we will definitely be killed if we go out. Okay, those SBS can't see us, hee. Yeah, we walked past them openly, but they didn't notice it at all. Let them guard, let's go to kill monsters. Everyone didn't dare to speak, so they typed and chatted in the team channel. Then, Badang Grushan warned in the team channel, "SHH, don't laugh out loud." Puff. Everyone almost burst out laughing, and quickly covered their mouths with their hands, quickened their pace, and quickly walked out of the green grassland and headed towards the Turan tribe. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 57. Several hours passed. That's not right. It's been half a day. Why haven't they come out yet? Zhan Hao wondered, and immediately sent 2 of his men into the village to look for people. After waiting for half a day, Qianyao, Deng Liang, and others looked extremely gloomy. Qianyao and the others were better. After all, they were professional killers. They had many missions and their patience was honed. But Deng Liang was unhappy. He kept swearing and was extremely vulgar. More than 10 minutes later, the 2 spies who were sent out came back and said depressedly, "We have searched the village, but we didn't find Ye Chen and Badang Grushan and others." Cowards, they must have gone offline, making me wait for so long. Deng Liang cursed and left with his men depressed. In fact, there were some things he didn't dare to say, that is, Zhan Hao, the idiot, directly confronted Ye Chen and Badang Grushan and said that once you leave the village, you will start a war, SB. You don't even need to say anything to them. Wouldn't it be better to kill them directly? Now, they are scared and dare not come out. Qianyao and the others were even more depressed. They were professional killers, and they advocated assassination the most. Zhan Hao's words of starting a war with the enemy were idiotic to them. Deng Liang was alone and weak, so he didn't dare to say it clearly, but Qianyao and the others were backed by a giant, so they were not afraid at all, so they said it directly, "Zhan Hao, I don't understand you, why did you start a war with them? It's a waste of everyone's time. To be honest, with your scheming, you are really not suitable to be a captain." After that, they left directly, leaving Zhan Hao with a red face. These bastards, I explained the situation to them a long time ago, but they are still stupid enough to wait for me for so long? They didn't say a word before, but now they blame me, so shameless. Zhan Hao was so angry that he trembled. "Boss, what should we do now?" someone asked. Turan tribe, expert level. Zhan Hao gave an order and led the team to the Turan tribe. You know, in the expert level dungeon, the first boss Yabo is also lord level, and there is a very small chance of dropping purple equipment of level 10-15. Although they can't beat the boss Wuda, they can brush Xiaobo, and brush out a few more purple equipment, which will also help them get the first kill of the hell level in Flame Swamp. Soon, Zhan Hao and his group came to the door of the Turan tribe dungeon. Just as they were about to leave the dungeon, a white light suddenly flashed, and Ye Chen, Badang Grushan, and others just finished brushing a group and came out. Zhang Hao's eyes widened, his jaw almost dropped to the ground, and he roared, why are you here? This is weird. I personally sent people to guard the door of the novice village for several hours. I remember a hare flying out, but I really didn't see them leave the village. Haha, you won't be guarding the village door until now, everyone sneered and looked at Zhang Hao and others with SB eyes. Zhang Hao and the others were immediately filled with anger. They had been squatting at the entrance of the village for so long, but they didn't expect that the other party had already come out. This was more than a slap in the face, it was simply an insult to their intelligence. SBS, if you like to guard so much, just continue to guard at the door of the dungeon and see when we finish brushing and come out. Everyone joked and entered the dungeon again, leaving Zhang Hao and the others here, with no words to say. Boss, shall we continue to guard? Someone asked. Guard you? Zhang Hao was so angry that he jumped up and kicked the guy. He was not stupid. Ye Chen and the others could come out of the village this time, so they must have a way to slip away from the door of the dungeon. No matter how much they guarded, it was just a waste of time. At this point, he was not going to have any crooked thoughts. He relied on hard power to compete with Ye Chen, Budong Rushan, and others for the first kill. He really didn't believe that with one more Ye Chen, Budong Rushan could get the first kill of the hell level. Just a thief, it's still nonsense if he can't break the fire explosion of the boss. However, he didn't know that Ye Chen already knew how to break the fire explosion. Time flew to the evening, and Ye Chen got his wish and reached level 10. At 8 o'clock in the evening, we will get the first kill of the hell level copy of Flame Swamp on time, Ye Chen notified everyone and went back to the city and logged off. After dinner, Ye Chen picked up his phone and called Xiaoro, but unfortunately no one answered. Humph, the stinky guy must want to apologize again, I won't answer. Xiaoro was browsing the computer at this time. When she saw Ye Chen calling, she threw the phone aside. In fact, after she cried last time, she no longer bothered about that matter. She was so extreme that she even believed that Ye Chen was the man of her life. She knew that Ye Chen liked to play games and was very good at it, so she would cater to his interests and defeat him in the field of games so that he would look at her with new eyes. But she was just a priest, and it was almost impossible to defeat Ye Chen in terms of combat power. So she could only settle for the next best thing and master the priest profession to gain recognition from Ye Chen to some extent. In recent days, she simply did not play games, but found some information to study and learn, and kept watching some videos of great priests on the internet, which of course also included videos of other games. After all, there are only a few points to pay attention to in games, and one can master 100. In the past 2 days, she has also made great achievements and has a deeper understanding of the priest profession. In fact, the priest is also a relatively simple profession, which is nothing more than helping teammates to add blood and buffs. As long as the reaction is fast and the operation is smooth, you can play well. As for the great god level priests, they need to master a magical skill, God's hook hand, referred to as hook hand. If you use the hook skillfully, you will have the ability to bring the dead back to life. This is a bit exaggerated, but its effect cannot be underestimated. According to the mechanics of most games, when a player, monster, or NPC is damaged, HP, that is, the blood bar, will flow. Even if you are instantly killed, the system will only determine death when the health bar drops to the bottom. Of course, if it is an instant kill, the blood bar will flow very, very fast and it will never exceed 1 second. Otherwise, it wouldn't be worthy of being called a flash sale, but there is indeed such a process. There are some great gods with unbelievable means who can magically pull back the crazily flowing blood bar of someone being instantly killed by using a hook. For example, if a player only has 100 HP, but he suddenly takes 1000 points of damage, it will definitely be an instant kill, but the health bar will only flow by 100 points, because the player has a total of 100 HP. but he did indeed receive damage exceeding 10 times his total HP at that moment. His health bar would flow 10 times faster than usual. That kind of speed cannot be measured in seconds. Microseconds are about the same. In almost an instant, the system will determine death. Because of this, hooking is as difficult as climbing to the sky. This method cannot be achieved by hard work alone, it also requires strong talent. Looking at the entire gaming industry, in the Chinese theater where there are so many talents, there are probably no more than 5 masters who can perform the hook. Those are the real masters. Even if they don't play priests, they are still sharp in other professions. Can I also master this god's hook? Xiaoro stared at the video. A high-end player named Xiaolin used his hook skillfully, magically pulling his teammates back from the line of life and death again and again, and his eyes suddenly shone. Those who don't know are fearless. This is the first time in Xiaoro's life that he has played a game seriously and understood the game in a real sense. If anyone nearby heard it, they would probably laugh out loud. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 58. After calling several times but no one answered, Ye Chen sighed and had to hang up and log into the game. Now that he has reached level 10, he immediately found a thief professional instructor to learn level 10 skills. He had already learned the sprint skill through the skill book, and only the last one was the throat slitting. He spent 10,000 copper coins and learned directly. LV1 throat slitting, instant, cut the enemy's throat with a dagger, physical attack 200%, 1% chance of causing a one-hit kill effect, physical attack 1000%, cooldown time, 13 seconds. Throat slitting is undoubtedly a powerful output skill of the thief. Even the LV1 throat slitting has 2 times the basic damage. Once the one-hit kill effect is triggered, it will burst out 10 times the damage, which is extremely terrifying, but the triggering probability is a little low. Whether it is throat slitting, stun, stabbing, or even lock-picking, these skills need to be practiced. As for sprinting and stealth, these 2 skills cannot be upgraded. Finally, there is the basic skill thief. Ye Chen gave up this skill directly, although he could steal good equipment if he practiced it at a higher level. But as a reborn player, it is not difficult for him to get good equipment, so this skill is useless to him. After learning the skills, Ye Chen used forging to upgrade the poison bracelet, the ring of burning flame, and the red flame dagger. Poison bracelet, purple quality. Level 10. Magic defense add 49. Strength add 20. Intelligence add 20. Poison resistance add 50. Additional skills, poison mist, instant, release a poisonous mist covering a radius of 5 yards, causing 100 fixed damage to all targets, and there is a high probability of poisoning all targets for 5 seconds. Cooling time, 60 seconds. Special effect, when attacking an enemy in poison state, add 15% damage. Ring of burning flame, purple quality. Level 10. Magic defense add 35. Strength add 20. Intelligence add 20. Fire resistance add 40. Special effect, fire enhancement add 15. Red flame dagger, purple quality. Level 10. Physical attack power, 112-140. Strength add 25. Agility add 25. Fire attack. Fire enhancement add 20. Special effect, when attacking, reduce the enemy's fire resistance by 40 points. Night God, ID. Race, human. Profession, thief. Title, Great Good Man. Level, 10. HP, 250/250. MP, 230/230. Strength, 109. Stamina, 25. Spirit, 23. Intelligence, 63. Agility, 67. Asterisk physical attack, 192/28. Magic attack, 63-63. Physical defense, 23. Magic defense, 80. Fire resistance, 96. Poison resistance, 50. Asterisk fire enhancement, 35. Recognition, 19. Skills, LV3 stun, LV3 stab, LV1 thief, LV1 lockpicking, stealth, sprint, LV1 throat strike. Equipment additional skills, kindness aura, poison mist. Special skills, low level life potion, LV1 poisoning, LV2 forging. Talent, firm will, passive. Okay, very strong. Yechen glanced at his attributes and nodded with satisfaction. The only weak point is probably that his skin is fragile and his blood is thin. No matter how much damage he does, he can easily be killed by others. Yechen has no way for the time being. He can only open more title slots in the later stage, collect some awesome titles, and slowly strengthen his physical strength. Brother Yechen, we are all at the entrance of the dungeon, and you are the only one missing. Immovable as a Mountain sent a message. Yechen smiled and hurried over to join Immovable as a Mountain. System, you are appointed as the leader by the player Immovable as a Mountain. As the system prompt sounded in his ears, Immovable as a Mountain said, "Brother, there is still room in our team. I called a few friends who are willing to spend money to buy skill points." "How much?" Yechen asked with interest. 5,000 per person, a total of 6 people, that's 30,000, what do you think? Okay, your friends are my friends, this price is not bad, just call them over. Yechen agreed directly, and after a while, several players with good equipment came over. Yechen pulled them closer to the team and drove directly into the dungeon. A blue fire came into view, the flame intensity reached 50 points, and 30 yards ahead, nearly 20 slime elites the size of a water tank were playing in the flames. Yechen had led people to clear this hell-level dungeon several times, so he was considered an old driver, so he sent a player to help. The slimes were indeed enraged, and they split into countless small apple-sized slimes, which rushed towards the player. With a bang, a terrifying mushroom cloud rose, and the player was directly blown into charcoal, dead as hell. After tricking out the split skill, Unmoved Mountain and Stone went forward to attack the monsters, and the main output such as Yechen, Lantong, and Xiaoqi went forward to attack. After reaching level 10, everyone's equipment and weapons were brand new, and the attack power was much sharper. It didn't take long to successfully clear the first level. The rest of the rooms were cleared in the same way. It took less than half an hour, and Yechen led everyone to the boss room. Wow, this time the clearance is so fast, much faster than last time. Xiaoqi's damage has also increased. We might be able to get the first kill this time, everyone was talking about it, and they didn't forget to tease Xiaoqi. This chapter is not over yet, please click on the next page to continue reading. Xiaoqi rolled his eyes, but didn't say anything, because he was used to it. Foolish humans, I will let you taste the horror of fire. Suddenly, the fire giant roared, and the surface fire began to strengthen, and the flame intensity reached 100 points. Yechen's fire resistance was 98 points. After taking a bottle of fire resistance potion, it instantly broke 100 and was directly immune to fire damage. But most players began to bleed from their heads, and some could only hold on for a few seconds before they fell down. After 10 seconds, the surface fire returned to normal. The entire team still survived, including Yechen, Unmoved as a Mountain, Stone, Lantong, and Xiaoqi. There were only 8 people left. Each of these 8 people had at least 2 purple clothes. More importantly, among these 8 people, there was also a priest who was trained by Unmoved as a Mountain. With the priest, the team's survivability will be greatly improved. Very good, much better than last time, Unmoved roared, stepped forward to attack the monster, and stun the flame giant with a shield strike. The shield strike skill also has a certain chance to stun the enemy. Although it is not as high as the thief's stun, the stun probability is not bad. This time, the luck was off the charts and it was triggered directly. Then the magma rushed out, making the 5-yard radius of the flame giant all hot magma. The special effects of lava shield and scorching armor were activated, making the fire resistance of the flame giant and a group of elite monsters all reduced by 100 points. The fire resistance of the flame giant is exactly 100, which is instantly cleared to 0. As for other elite monsters, their proud fire resistance is directly reduced to negative numbers. Yechen took the lead, holding a red flame dagger, and stabbed the flame giant with one knife. -750. Yechen's 35 points of fire strength, plus the red flame dagger reduces the enemy's fire resistance by 40 points when attacking. At this moment, Yechen's damage increases by 75%. Add Xiao Hei's attack, the damage is so terrifying. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 59. Swish. Throat slash. -749, -763. -1560. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow dot. Yechen stabbed the flame giant twice again, then reversed his grip on the dagger and fiercely cut the throat of the flame giant. He rushed to the left, suddenly turned around, and came to the back of the flame giant. Stab backstab. -6530. The red flame dagger stabbed into the back of the flame giant, causing explosive damage. The flame giant had a HP of 100,000, and Yechen alone output it in just 2 seconds, and he had knocked off 1/10 of it. Hiss. Moving as a mountain, and others took a breath of cold air. This damage was too abnormal, too abnormal. Indeed, Yechen was lucky this time and hit a critical hit. Now his stab attack has reached LV3, with a physical damage of 235%, which is higher than the damage of LV1 throat slash. The backstab damage is doubled, and the critical hit is doubled again, so the damage is so amazing. Yechen, run. Shitio, you reacted the fastest. When everyone was sighing at Yechen's damage, he reminded Yechen, because Yechen's damage at this moment had already caused OT. Roar. The next moment, the fire giant woke up from the dizzy state, roared violently, raised the flaming sword in his hand, and aimed at Yechen and was about to cut it down fiercely. At the critical moment, Yechen suddenly radiated a sacred and soft light. The fire giant was enveloped by the light, and the anger in his body dissipated instantly. He gently put down the raised sword, and looked at Yechen with soft eyes. Everyone was dizzy and wondered, what the hell was going on? Moving as a mountain was stunned, and suddenly remembered that when he was brushing the poisonous lizard king, Yechen also used similar methods to eliminate the hatred of monsters. I just didn't expect that this method would actually work on the Golden Lord. If Yechen knew what Immovable Mountain was thinking, he would definitely sneer. Not only the Golden Lord, but the Goodwill Aura is also effective for the Holy Beast and the Divine Beast. Of course, it is limited to monsters, and has no effect on players and NPCs. Even some special humanoid monsters, the Goodwill Aura has no effect. Immovable pull the boss hatred, Lantong Xiaoqi, let's clear the monsters first. Yechen gave an order, and each team member began to perform their own tasks. 2 seconds later, Immovable Mountain stabilized the boss's hatred, while Yechen and others cleared the monsters. At this time, the flame giant began to attack frantically, and the flame sword violently slashed on the Immovable Mountain's giant shield, which could deal more than 300 damage each time. Immovable Mountain listened to Yechen's advice and filled his body with LV2 magic defense puzzles, plus the upgrade of the lava shield, the high magic defense brought an effect. Now his HP has exceeded 1500, a well-deserved blood cow, and with the priest healing behind him, he can hold on for a few more seconds. In fact, it's just a few more seconds, and he will die in the end, and once he dies, the basic result is that the whole team will be wiped out. But when everyone saw Ye Chen's damage, they suddenly had a glimmer of hope. Moving like a mountain, he pulled the boss's hatred tightly, and everyone rushed to output every second. Even Cheetah was not willing to lag behind, and slapped with a giant shield, making a slight contribution to the team's total DPS, damage per second. The HP of the fire giant suddenly dropped rhythmically. Ye Chen's skills were all on cooldown. He attacked from behind the fire giant. Because it was just a normal attack, the damage was only more than 700 points, far from OT. When he attacked, his eyes were fixed on the fire giant, preparing for it to release the fire energy explosion. After 5 seconds, the fire giant could not be killed for a long time and remained motionless. He suddenly became angry, opened his hands, and muttered something, "Violent god of fire, please give me the power of destruction. Now." Seeing the flame circle on the fire giant, Ye Chen's eyes condensed, and he suddenly attacked. A club not only broke its fire energy explosion, but also knocked it into a dizzy state. Everyone was stunned. They vaguely knew that Ye Chen broke the boss's fire energy explosion. Awesome, the boss's pre-action took no more than 1 second, and they didn't even see it clearly, but Ye Chen broke it. Go all out. Ye Chen roared, waking everyone up directly, and started to output crazily. They were not afraid of OT at all, because if there was OT, it was caused by Ye Chen. This wave of attack was extremely strong, and the flames wiped out nearly 20,000 HP. Soon it woke up from the dizzy state, left the motionless like a mountain, and rushed towards Ye Chen crazily. Ye Chen had already timed it accurately. When the flame giant was no longer dizzy, he had already sprinted 4 or 5 yards away. Roar! The flame giant roared, kicked his feet and jumped into the sky, and fell towards Ye Chen. Everyone's pupils shrank. They knew that when the flame giant landed, it would cause an earthquake. Everyone present was a master and was confident that they could jump up and avoid it. But Ye Chen couldn't do that, because the flame giant was hitting him. If he jumped up to avoid the earthquake, then the next moment, the flame giant would kill him with one knife. If he didn't jump up, he would naturally be shocked. With his HP and defense, he would definitely be killed instantly. Unconsciously, everyone felt their heartbeats speed up. Once Ye Chen died, they would lose their trump card output and would not have to fight anymore. They would definitely lose. The fire giant was like a flaming meteor, carrying a scorching airflow, and suddenly smashed towards Ye Chen. Ye Chen gritted his teeth, rolled on the ground, and rolled 2 yards away. Then he pressed the ground with one hand, and kicked his back foot, which made his body float slightly in the air. At the same time, with a bang, the fire giant landed on the ground, causing a vibration. However, this skill was wasted, because everyone jumped up to avoid it, and even Ye Chen was slightly in the air, avoiding the fatal blow. Boom! Ye Chen was the first to hit the ground, and the aftershocks had not yet subsided, causing him to be traumatized, but this blow did not kill him instantly. After all, it was just an aftershock, and the power was only 1/10 of it. -192. Ye Chen escaped a disaster, and hurriedly got up and ran away, while drinking a bottle of instant recovery potion. Everyone was shocked again. They never thought that Ye Chen would use this method to break the chain of the fire giant. It was too bad. Unmoved as a mountain and stone looked stern. As Ye Chen ran towards them, they also hurried forward to meet the fire giant who was chasing them. Shield strike. Taunt. The two released their skills one after another, and finally unmoved as a mountain took away the hatred. After all, his shield strike was not ordinary. The lava zone reduced the enemy's fire resistance and movement speed, which would also calculate the hatred. Next, there was another wave of rhythm, and the HP of the fire giant gradually decreased, and finally only 1/3 was left. Roar! The passing of life caused the fire giant to go berserk. It suddenly raised its head and spewed out a huge tongue of fire with a diameter of more than 10 yards. Unmoved as a mountain and stone were accurately hit, and their HP quickly decreased. Unmoved as a mountain had resisted too much damage before, and his HP was already low. He could not last for 2 seconds and fell to the ground and died. Stone reacted very quickly. Seeing unmoved as a mountain fall, he immediately used elemental change to change the fire giant's attack into an ice attribute attack. In an instant, the tongue of fire changed qualitatively and turned into a blue-green ice mist. The strongest assassin in the server. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 60. At the same time, Shita put on a series of ice-resistant equipment such as ice armor. In an instant, the damage caused by the blue ice mist on his body was greatly reduced. But even so, Shita couldn't last more than a few seconds. Everyone used these few seconds to do another wave of attacks, and the stone died. At this time, the flame giant only had less than 20,000 HP left. Output with all your strength, success or failure depends on this. With both the main tank and the auxiliary tank dead, there is no strategy left and we can only fight hard. Ye Chen gave the order and rushed out first. Not to be outdone, Lan Tong, Xiao Qi and others rushed out to attack. Poisonous fog. Quench the poison. The poisonous mist spurted out and enveloped the flame giant. Ye Chen stretched out his hand and applied the hot venom on the red flame dagger and began to attack crazily. Writing this, I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network Rightward Arrow. However, the fire giant is designated by elemental change. It only changes its attack attributes. Its essence is still a fire monster, with terrifyingly high fire resistance. Now Fuzzy Mountain is dead, and no one has reduced its fire resistance, which means Ye Chen can't do much damage at all. Wipe your throat. Stab, backstab. -590, -1200. The damage Ye Chen dealt disappointed him and everyone, because it was now a life and death moment. If he couldn't defeat the boss, he would be defeated by the boss. At the critical moment, Xiao Qi suddenly exerted his strength, and the ice dagger hit the flame giant with a hissing sound, and the damage once exceeded Ye Chen. After a complete set of output, he directly destroyed the fire giant with nearly 5,000 health points. Everyone was greatly encouraged, but he was not handsome for more than 3 seconds, and was killed by the furious flame giant with a backhand. Brothers. Now the boss has less than 5,000 health points left. It's time to show off the hand speed you have developed over the years of being single. Seeing that the flame giant had only the last trace of HP left, Ye Chen roared excitedly. Lan Tong blushed and rolled her eyes at Ye Chen, wondering what this guy was talking about. She was a girl after all, how could this guy say such things in front of her? You have only been single for a few years. I do have a girl. Me too. The crowd refused to admit it, but their quick hands still betrayed themselves. I saw the flame giant's HP instantly drop to the bottom, it howled, and turned into flames. There was a sneer, golden light flashed, the flame giant was killed as the first kill, and naturally there was a gorgeous explosion. But the golden light flickered for a moment, but did not dissipate. Everyone quickly took a closer look, and were immediately ecstatic, because the golden light was emanating from a piece of equipment. The only equipment that can emit golden light is gold equipment. Although the Golden Lord has a certain chance of releasing golden equipment, and this chance will be greatly increased by the first kill, but now that the golden equipment has really been revealed, they can't help but be excited. Just when everyone was immersed in the ecstatic atmosphere, the first kill announcement sounded without warning. Human Race Novice Village, Tata Village broadcast, congratulations to the players Yeshen, Fudo Mountain, Shitu, Xiaoqi, Lantong, for completing the Hell level first kill of Flame Swamp, gaining 1.5 million experience points, 100,000 copper coins, skills click 1 o'clock. Leader Yagamai will be awarded an additional skill point of 1 point. Human Race Novice Village, Tata Village broadcast, congratulations to the players Yeshen, Fudo Mountain, Shitu, Xiaoqi, Lantong, for completing the Hell level first kill of Flame Swamp, gaining 1.5 million experience points, 100,000 copper coins, skills click 1 o'clock. Leader Yagamai will be awarded an additional skill point of 1 point. Human Race Novice Village, Tata Village broadcast, congratulations to the players Yeshen, Fudo Mountain, Shitu, Xiaoqi, Lantong, for completing the Hell level first kill of Flame Swamp, gaining 1.5 million experience, 100,000 copper coins, skills click 1 o'clock. Leader Yagamai will be awarded an additional skill point of 1 point. The announcement of the first kill of the Hell level dungeon was announced 3 times in a row in Tata Village, causing an uproar and countless players starting heated discussions. Wow, it's them again. Isn't this team the first killing team that won Tauran tribe last time? It's true that they are right, but the leader has changed. Yes, it's Yeshen. Have you seen the video that went viral 2 days ago? Yeshen killed more than a dozen killers from the Killer Guild alone. It was so sharp. In my estimation, the relationship between Yeshen and Fudo Rushan is just a cooperative relationship. Although he was not the leader of the last Tauran tribe's first kill, he must have led it. But this time, it is impossible to get the first kill of the Hell level. It's the same, the leader has more skills. Yeah, I think so. I didn't expect that we would be in a novice village with a real master. It's such an honor. When the time comes, we will have the capital to show off when we go to the main city. I want to give birth to a monkey for Yedashin. Hall of Fame Trio. Paralysis, they actually got through the Hell level dungeon. Zhan Hao was shocked and angry, and suddenly he thought of the warning from the hall leader Ao Wushuan, if you can't get the first kill of the Hell level dungeon, you will be demoted or transferred to the gold group, it is your choice. Damn it, I don't want to be demoted, let alone go to some golden group. Zhan Hao was panicked, but now, he had no choice. Ao Wushuan lives up to his name, he is perverse and arrogant, powerful, and has won the trust of the president. In the guild, especially in the battle hall under his jurisdiction, basically he says one is one and no one can disobey him, even if he has the support of the vice guild leader. Boss, don't worry. I think there is still a chance, the subordinate said. I think Master Ao just wants to save face. We are embarrassed for not getting the first kill, but if we defeat the first kill team, maybe we can make up for it. Zhan Hao's eyes stern when he heard this. Indeed, being able to defeat the first kill team at least means that they are stronger than them in combat power. In this way, the master may give him another chance. Well, you are right. Let's go. Everyone follow me to the dungeon entrance to block them. Zhan Hao gave an order and led the team out. At the same time, he did not forget to contact Qianyao and Deng Liang. We will not participate this time. When we get to the main city, our assassin guild will naturally greet him severely, Qianyao replied. Okay, I'll be there soon. Defeat Ye Chen, that bastard, Deng Liang sneered and agreed readily. He has now entered a state of madness. As long as there is any opportunity to deal with Ye Chen, he will actively participate. Soon, the two teams arrived at the entrance of Flame Swamp and began to clear the field. Many novice players were angry but dared not speak out. Why were these guilds so arrogant that they didn't even allow players to play dungeons? Listen, as soon as they come out, everyone rush over. Defeat them, Zhan Hao said in a deep voice. This was his last chance. If he failed again, his demotion would be a foregone conclusion.